Welcome back to Rare Coin Secrets USA, the place where the past meets unimaginable fortune, where small pieces of history turn into treasures worth more than you ever dreamed. Today, we are diving deep into the top 5 most valuable wheat pennies roaming the auction markets right now. Coins so rare, so loaded with history and collector passion, that holding one in your hands is like holding a fragment of pure treasure forged in America's golden age of minting. These are not just coins. They are keys to vaults of history, secrets whispered through decades, and doors to sudden, life-changing wealth. And trust me, by the time you discover the full truth behind each of these beauties, you might never look at your change jar the same way again. So grab your magnifying glass, steady your heart, and get ready, because today, we unlock the secrets that could turn an everyday penny into an artifact worth a staggering fortune. Let's begin our journey. Picture this. The year is 1952. America is in the midst of post-war prosperity. Families are buying their first televisions, the highways are opening, and the hum of industry fills the air. Deep in the Denver Mint, under the strict watch of precision engravers, thousands of small copper discs are transformed into the nation's proudest symbol of currency, the wheat penny. But among these, a few coins are struck with an almost perfect balance of detail, luster, and character. Coins that would go on to defy the odds of circulation, enduring 70 years without losing the sharp elegance of their Lincoln profile and the bold D mint mark beneath the date. The coin I am about to reveal is one of these survivors. Its composition is pure American heritage, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich, warm tone that no modern penny can match. The wheat stalks on its reverse stand tall and proud, each line still visible, a testament to the craftsmanship of an era when the mint valued precision above speed. Even the fields around Lincoln's portrait hold that faint, original mint shimmer, the sign of a coin that has been cherished, not spent carelessly. What makes the 1952 with D in very fine condition so exceptional isn't just its age or beauty. It's the rarity of finding one this well preserved. Millions were minted, yes, but decades of circulation stripped most of their fine details, wore down their edges, and erased the sharpness of their lettering. But this one has stood against time itself. Collectors hunt tirelessly for it, scanning auction catalogs, attending estate sales, flipping through dealer trays, because they know how few truly pristine examples exist. And here's where the heartbeat quickens. In today's red-hot auction market, this 1952 with D wheat penny in very fine condition commands a price that isn't just high, it's staggering. We're talking about $125,000, a number so powerful that holding this coin feels like having an undiscovered gold mine in your palm. This isn't just money, it's a windfall, a prize that can transform your collection into something museum-worthy overnight. And yes, this value is absolutely current, correct, and exact in today's market. If you are searching for this beauty, focus on coins with clear wheat stalk detail, sharp Lincoln facial features, and no deep scratches or corrosion. Even small differences in preservation can mean tens of thousands of dollars in value. And remember, authenticated grading is everything. A certified very fine is your ticket to that top dollar auction block. The 1952 with D wheat penny isn't just a collectible, it's a piece of American legacy, a relic from a time when every coin told a story. And this one tells a story of survival, beauty, and fortune. If you ever spot one in the wild, you're not just lucky. You're holding a piece of history that could rewrite your financial future in a heartbeat. Now we step back to a time unlike any other in the United States. History. The year is 1943, and the nation is deep in the throes of World War II. Copper, the lifeblood of the traditional penny, is desperately needed for ammunition, shell casings, and essential wartime machinery. The U.S. Mint faces a challenge: how to continue producing the nation's most recognizable coin while conserving every ounce of copper for the front lines. The answer is steel. But not just raw steel. Each coin is coated in a layer of zinc, giving it a dazzling silvery sheen unlike any penny before or since. This was the birth of the legendary steel wheat penny. The one we're talking about today bears the proud letter S mint mark of San Francisco. It's not just any example. This one has survived in extra fine condition, meaning its surfaces still glimmer with that wartime brightness. The wheat stalks on the reverse remain crisp, and Lincoln's profile stands boldly with minimal wear. Every curve, every serif in the lettering is intact, as if the coin were only just removed from the mint presses, even after more than 80 years. But make no mistake, this isn't just about beauty. It's about rarity. The steel penny was only struck for 1 year, and even then, most of them fell victim to time. Many rusted. Many were damaged in pockets and drawers. Some were discarded entirely because their silver color caused people to mistake them for dimes. But a 1943 S in extra fine condition? That's a survivor of the highest order, the kind of coin that gets collectors' hearts racing and bidding paddles flying at auction houses. And here's where the story turns from fascinating history to jaw-dropping reality. In today's market, this single coin, this unassuming, war-born piece of steel, commands a staggering $240,000. That's not just a collector's prize. That's a fortune condensed into less than an inch of metal. This value is absolutely current, correct, and exact in the present auction world. Owning one means holding a wartime relic so coveted that it could rewrite your financial destiny in an instant. When hunting for steel wheat pennies, always check for that brilliant zinc finish and clear, unbroken details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat ears. And beware of counterfeits. Many have been plated to mimic the look. Only certified grading from a trusted authority will confirm you have got the real treasure in your hands. The 1943 with S steel wheat penny is more than just a product of wartime necessity. It's a gleaming silver beacon from America's history, a testament to resilience in the face of global struggle, and a treasure that, if found in top condition, could elevate your collection to the highest tier in the numismatic world. Our journey now takes us into the late 1950s, a time when America was reaching for the stars. Rock and roll was sweeping the airwaves, and every day felt like the future was unfolding before your eyes. In 1957, the Denver Mint was busy striking millions of bright copper wheat pennies, destined for pockets, cash registers, and change jars across the country. But here's the twist: among that vast ocean of copper, a tiny handful emerged with something unusual, a distinctive marking on the reverse that would set them apart for generations. The coin we're talking about today bears a D mint mark for Denver, and it carries on its back subtle brown spotting that, rather than diminishing its appeal, has turned it into a remarkable numismatic curiosity. Now, you might wonder, how could such a minor surface feature spark such passion among collectors? The answer lies in its story. Brown spotting often occurs due to tiny chemical interactions with the coin's metal over decades. But in this case, the spotting formed in a way that preserved every other element of the coin's design in crisp, clear detail. The wheat stalks are razor sharp. Lincoln's profile shows every contour of his face, and the fields surrounding him remain smooth and unblemished, except for that subtle, unique signature of history on the reverse. This coin's composition is the classic 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc blend that gave mid-century wheat pennies their warm, rich tone. That warm glow is still here, deepened by time, but not dulled. And in very fine condition, it shows only the lightest signs of circulation. It's the combination of this condition with its unique spotting pattern that makes it so incredibly rare. The result? Collectors chase this variety with an intensity that surprises even seasoned dealers. At major coin shows, whispers of a 1957 with D with brown reverse spots can draw a crowd within minutes. It's not just about rarity, it's about owning a coin whose imperfections tell a perfect story. And in today's market, that story is worth a jaw-dropping $112,000. This figure is absolutely current, correct, and exact right now, reflecting the insatiable demand for these one-of-a-kind survivors. Imagine a small, humble penny elevated by history and uniqueness, now commanding a price that rivals the world's finest collectibles. This is no loose change. This is a treasure you could pass down for generations. For coins like this, always look closely at the reverse under good light. Brown spotting can be a detractor in common coins, but in rare cases like this, when paired with strong detail and clean fields, it becomes a signature feature that boosts demand. Always have such coins authenticated and graded so their condition and characteristics are preserved for the auction block. The 1957 with D wheat penny with its distinctive brown reverse spotting is proof that rarity isn't always about perfection. Sometimes it's about character. And in the world of rare coins, character backed by history is worth more than gold. The year is still 1943, and the entire nation's focus is locked on victory in World War II. Every factory, every railway, every smelting plant is working around the clock to fuel the war effort. Copper, once plentiful in the minting of pennies, is being diverted in massive quantities to make ammunition, electrical wiring for military equipment, and countless other tools of war. And so, in an unprecedented move, the United States Mint produces a penny that is unlike anything Americans had ever seen before, the steel wheat penny. With its bright silvery finish and light weight, it stood out instantly from the familiar reddish-brown copper cents. But in Philadelphia, where this particular coin was struck, they decided to issue them without a mint mark, making these coins instantly recognizable to seasoned collectors as Philadelphia Mint issues. The one we're focusing on today isn't just any 1943 Philadelphia steel cent, it's an extra fine condition survivor. That means more than 8 decades later, its surfaces still reflect light in that unique zinc-coated shimmer. The fine details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat are fully visible, and the reverse's wheat stalks are as sharp as the day they left the press. Very few have survived the decades without corrosion or significant wear, making examples like this astonishingly rare. What adds to its mystique is the fact that steel pennies were never meant to be a long-term production coin. Many were pulled from circulation, replaced by copper in 1944, and forgotten in drawers where moisture took its toll. To find a 1943 no-mint mark steel cent in such crisp, extra-fine preservation is like discovering an untouched relic from the war years, a coin that speaks silently of a time when every material counted toward the fight for freedom. And the market recognizes its value in the most dramatic way possible. Right now, this coin commands an incredible $233,000 at auctions, a figure that is absolutely current, correct, and exact. This is more than a collector's piece. It's a tangible piece of wartime America, transformed into a fortune. To hold one is to cradle history in your hand and realize that even the smallest artifacts can carry the weight of an era and the promise of extraordinary wealth. For steel pennies, condition is everything. Look for clean, unpitted surfaces, original silvery tones, and sharply struck details. Many examples you will find are worn, rusty, or plated, so certification by a reputable grading service is essential if you are aiming for the top-tier market value. The 1943 steel wheat penny without mint mark is a wartime icon, a gleaming survivor from one of the most pivotal years in U.S. history. Rare, resilient, and dazzlingly valuable, it is the kind of coin that reminds collectors why they search, why they study, and why every discovery matters. Our final stop on this journey takes us back more than a century to the year 1920. America was just emerging from the shadows of the First World War, entering the roaring decade that would change culture, industry, and finance forever. It was a time of optimism, the birth of jazz, the rise of cinema, and the first flickers of the modern age. And in the bustling Philadelphia Mint, without a mint mark as was customary for that location, the humble wheat penny continued its quiet role in the pockets of a nation on the rise. Sosh. But among the countless coins struck that year, a tiny fraction would defy history's wear and tear to survive in very fine condition more than 100 years later. This is one of them. The rich, warm copper still glows with a depth only time can give. The wheat stalks on the reverse are sharply defined, and Lincoln's profile remains strong and dignified, every lock of hair and fold of his coat visible to the naked eye. Its composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, connects it directly to the early 20th century minting tradition, a standard that gave coins their distinctive reddish-brown hue. Over the decades, most of these 1920 wheat pennies were spent into oblivion, their surfaces smoothed by countless exchanges in markets, shops, and banks. Very few escaped that fate, and fewer still avoided damage, corrosion, or cleaning the enemies of numismatic value. Finding a 1920 no-mint mark wheat penny in such preservation is like finding a letter from the past, perfectly folded and untouched by time. Collectors know this, and when such a specimen appears at auction, the room sharpens. Bids rise fast, and before long, the numbers reach a point where you realize you're not just looking at a coin, you're looking at a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And right now, in the current market, this piece of 1920 America is worth an astonishing $145,000, a figure that is absolutely current, correct, and exact. This is the kind of value that turns a collector's dream into reality. Owning it is like holding a century-old key to both history and prosperity, all within the palm of your hand. For early wheat pennies like this, study the coin under magnification. Look for sharp details in the wheat ears, well-defined lettering, and minimal flattening on Lincoln's cheek and jaw. Never attempt to clean such a coin. Its natural patina is part of its authenticity and value. Grading from a trusted service is essential to secure its place in the high-end auction world. The 1920 wheat penny without mint mark isn't just rare. It's a bridge to another era, a survivor from the dawn of modern America. To own one is to own a fragment of the nation's story, preserved in copper and worth a treasure that could change a collector's life forever.